Hi guys, you're welcome back to my channel. In this video I'll be showing you how to make underbust corset. Okay, so for this I don't need the upper part of the basic bodice, so I'm starting from the bust point, which is 11.5 inches and 5.5 inches for under bust, and also a waistline of 17.5 inches, as you can see. So I'm not going to the shoulder slope, neckline, no. So I just boycott all those places. Okay, so that is the waistline, that's the under bust, and that is the bust point. Okay, so as you can see, I'm labeling it. Okay, then from the under bust I measured the length I wanted for the corset. So I want it to be 10 inches from under bust to, in order to cover the whole of her tummy. So I want 10 inches, and that is what I measured just now. So I measured 10 inches from under bust. Okay, because everything I have to do stop under the bust. Okay, so now the next thing I'll go on and fixing. I just fixing the bust measurement over there, but I don't really need it. So the waist circumference divided by 4, so I'm using 9.5 for that. And the on this length, so I'll be using the hip measurement. So is a hip measurement I put there. So now I'm going to divide the distance between the two busts, which is 8 inches divided by 2 is 4, in order to create the dart. So I'll be using 4 for the dart placement, 4 inches. As you can see, I've connected them with a straight line. So on the under bust, I'm going to be taking 1 inch on both sides. Then I'll connect it just like so. So from the corset length, corset hemming, so I've connected it like so. So this is just the way I wanted to create mine. So now the under bust circumference, I've measured it, which is 9.25. Then I had 2 inches for the dart, then 1 inches for seam allowance. So I put in the measurement on the waistline too, which is almost the same thing. So, and on the hip I fix in 11 inches for hip measurement divided by 2, and 1 inch for seam allowance. So I'm not putting that allowance on the hip area. Okay, so as you can see, I've connected them just like so. So on at this particular side I went up by 1.5 inch in order for me to create this curve, as you can see. So, and also under the bust I went up by 1 inch, so I create this beautiful curve over there also. Okay, so you see the way the pieces will come out by the time we are done. So I have to extend the dart just like so. So that's my center front and the center front panel. So I go ahead and cut. So I just cut the exact one because I'm going to use the same one to draft the back pattern. So as you can see, I folded in the extra curve I created up. So then I'm creating a zipper allowance. So if you're going to be using a zipper, I created the allowance. So this is what I have. So now, since this is the same front pattern I'm using, so I'm not going to fix any darts for the front or for the back pattern. So I've removed the 2 inches that was meant for that allowance. So I've removed it from the back. So I'm so sorry, I never knew my video wasn't recording here. So the only thing I did is I measured the distance between the two busts, which is 4 inches. That's the dart placement. So I measured on the 4 inches and I remove it totally. So it's only that part I did not shade that I'll be using. Then I create the same curve that I created in the front also. I hope you understand. Just where I'm supposed to place my dart, I measure it, then I remove it completely from the back pattern. So that was what I did. So I'll go ahead and trace the actual front pattern. Okay, so I'm cutting out the darts, and this is what we have. This is what I have for the front pattern. Okay, the center front panel, and also for the back piece. So now I'm going to cut out the fabric. So Now I'm adding 1 inch hemming allowance to each, since I didn't include hemming allowance on the pattern. So now I'm adding it on the fabric. Then also the joining allowance for each one where required, as you can see. So please just follow the video carefully so that you understand what I'm doing. Okay, so and also this is all I have. Okay, so now I've attached the fabric to the lining and also stay. I made use of this paper stay, that gum stay or paper stay, I don't mix up the name. So now for each of my lining, I'm removing 1 inch from the hemming. Okay, 1 inch from the hemming. You know, initially I cut the lining and the fabric the same length. So now I'm removing 1 inch from each lining in order to allow my lining to sit well and to prevent excess showing. So now I've joined the fabric to fabric, the front and the back. I've joined them together as required, and you can see, so it's looking like what we wanted actually. And also this is the lining. I joined them exact way I joined the fabric. So you can see after removing the 1 inch from the lining, you can see it's not on the same length. So now I'll go ahead and join both. So I've joined the lining to fabric 1/2 inch up and the down also 1/2 inch, as you can see. So now I'll go ahead and notch. This notching is important because after ironing it will help it to sit properly. Everything will lie in place. Okay, so now bringing it out, bringing the right side out. Okay, because you know we'll join lining to lining, right side to right side. So now, so this is the piece we have. Okay, so it's actually giving me joy already because exactly what I'm looking for. So I've given it a good press. I've ironed this so you can see. So at the two extremes now at the edges, so I fold in 1/2 inch, half inch on both sides, and I iron it, so you can see, because that's where we're going to insert the loop. So you can see, so I've inserted this thing. So just cut a piece of fabric, maybe like, I think I used 3.5 inches. Then you just, okay, so and I've sewn, you can see I've stitched it. So I have to top stitch because of the way I finish it up. So this is the boning I'm using. So I'm just going to place in few places. So it depends on how you want it. So I'll place mine at the center and at the side. But if you have enough, you can place on all your joinings and also at the center. So, and remember, it should not be the exact length of the fabric to avoid the thing halting. So I just leave like 1/2 inch to the edges. Okay, so I'll be placing at the center and at the two joining in front. So I just want it to be in the front. So, and I'll be using my bias tape also. So I'm just testing to make sure it passed through. And so you only top stitch the bias tape, just little. You do it neatly at the side so that you have enough room for the boning. So as you can see, so those are just the 3 places I'm going to fix it in. So guys, this is the corset, and honestly it's looking beautiful because the aim is just to tuck in my client's tummy for the dress she's going to wear. So I want the tummy to be well packed, and it has given me the exact thing I'm looking for. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please remember to give it a thumbs up, and if you're yet to subscribe to my channel, please subscribe. Okay, so this is what we have. So thank you guys for watching. I hope to see you in my next video. Okay, bye.